You're watching Mining Headlines on mining.com. I'm Devin Murrigan. We start here. Barrick Gold has suspended operations at its Loulo-Gounkoto mine in Mali. This after the military-led government seized gold stocks and moved them to a custodial bank over the weekend. The Canadian miner has called the decision regrettable but necessary, saying it remains restricted from shipping gold from the operation. Barrick says the suspension impacts 8,000 employees and the local businesses, warning of broader economic fallout. The company has launched arbitration proceedings, but is also negotiating a new agreement with Mali to resolve tensions and increase the country's share of the mine's economic benefits. The situation is worsened by the detention of several Malian employees on what Barrick describes as unfounded charges. The Premier of Canada's Ontario province, Doug Ford, is calling for a renewed strategic alliance with the United States to build a critical minerals supply chain in North America. The pitch comes as President-elect Donald Trump threatens 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, raising fears of a trade war. Ford's Fortress and Can strategy focuses on processing metals and minerals mined in Canada and the US, while fast-tracking approvals for new mining projects. Now, he says these resources are vital for technologies that will shape economic and geopolitical security in the next century. Speaking in Toronto, Ford warned of potential retaliation if Trump's threats materialize, but he urged cooperation.
We have to use all the tools possible when our country's under attack economically. When our province is under attack economically, you just don't roll over. You know, maybe I come from a different school. I believe in negotiating through strength, not weakness. And when you look at the things that the U.S. needs, the U.S. needs aluminum from Quebec, or it devastates their manufacturing. They're in desperate need of our high-grade nickel from Ontario. They need the energy from Ontario, the electricity, and they need the potash from Saskatchewan that gets shipped down to all the farmers in the U.S. They need the uranium that comes from Saskatchewan that gets processed here in Port Hope. That's what they need. And all I believe in is the AMCAN fortresses. Let's ship them more. Let's give them more of our silver, more of our energy. That's what I believe.
Gold prices fell 1% on Monday. Prices were pressured by rising bond yields and a strong US dollar. Spot gold dropped to $2,662 an ounce, while US gold futures slid 1.3% to $2,680. Now, the dip comes after a strong US jobs report exceeded expectations, boosting both Treasury yields and the dollar. In fact, 10-year Treasury yields reached a 14-month high, while the dollar index hit its strongest level since November 2022. Investors are now looking to US inflation figures and retail sales later this week for more clues on Federal Reserve policy. Saudi Arabia plans to monetize its mineral resources, including uranium. That's the word from the kingdom's energy minister, Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. He announced plans to enrich uranium and sell it as yellow cake, a concentrated form used for nuclear fuel. Saudi Arabia aims to expand its nuclear program to include uranium enrichment as part of diversifying its energy mix. However, the move raises concerns due to uranium's role in nuclear weapons. In 2018, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman stated the kingdom would pursue nuclear weapons if Iran developed them. Well, China's iron ore imports hit a record high for the second year in a row. That's according to the latest customs data. The country imported 1.24 billion metric tons in 2024. That's a 4.9% increase from 2023 as lower prices boosted buying. The surge is tied to strong demand from China's steel exports, which have fueled global trade tensions. Despite a property crisis affecting domestic steel use, traders are stockpiling cheap ore with imports likely to climb further in 2025. And that's where we leave the mining headlines for now.